I want to talk about something called destiny or fate and free will. And there's certain things, certain books, different books that say that we have free will. You get to decide what you want to do, which I believe that's true in certain ways, and then I believe that it's not in certain ways. I was having a conversation with a friend on a drive out in the country. We just drive around and look at the sky and nature around. We just chill and do that, talk. But we were talking about destiny and fate and free will, and we both came to the conclusion that it's kind of like both. And it's weird that, I guess not weird, it's just interesting that astrology, which is, kind of like a map of the stars, planets are stars as well, the map of the stars, and kind of like, what, I guess, how, I studied astrology a bit in high school. When I didn't like going to certain classes, I would just go to the library and study astrology and quite a bit of other things, but I'm still at the beginning of astrology. And numerology, those, I understand that numbers have a place in this universe. You can break everything down in codes, numbers. So numbers, I know, have meaning. And also, astrology, the stars, as above, so below. And thinking about how we're a star bound to a body. That's from Enoch Thoth. The meditating in darkness reveals this to you. So, okay, they say that they can connect stars and understand who we are, more insights to who we are, where we come from, what star system we come from, things like that. So, but I'm at the beginning stages, and I like to see how things really connect, and how to make it real and make it make sense, because I don't like to just follow things and it doesn't make sense of why to follow it just because someone said to. So I say use your own mind, think, and connect things. So with destiny, fate, and will, I believe we do have free will in a sense. You can create any kind of reality that you want. People be like, okay, how can you do that? Well, creating your own reality is just being in charge and responsible for yourself. If you don't like something, don't do it. If you do like something, do it. That you want to go after. As long as it's not harming anyone. One of the universal laws for karma. But we can decide where we want to be at, what we want to see, things like that. Sorry, hold on a second. The thing I'm using turned off. I just don't know if it's still going or not. Okay, it's still going. You know, we can create our reality and like what we do, what we're doing in our life. I mean, you just have to make those choices. People are like, oh, I can't. If they feel like they can't do what they want to do, it's because they're letting somebody control them and control their thoughts and control what they're doing. If you really want to be free, you wouldn't let other people control you or steal your energy, in a sense of you're just going to be doing what someone else wants you to do. So, I mean, okay, you know, astrology says that we're this person, you know, we like these things, or, you know, we're to grow into certain things, and, you know, it describes kind of more what we like, what we think, how we do things, how we handle things, and kind of stuff we've gone through, and kind of it touches on past lives, and I'm not too aware on how that works yet, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But as like free will, destiny, you know, I believe in destiny and quantum physics, just as you know, the whole free will thing. I believe that like everything's destined in a way, because I mean, it's like you already, in a way, deep inside, we already know what we're gonna do, and like I believe things you can tap into, you know, the future or even the past, and see how, I mean, you know, there'd be fate. I guess the thing with time, we were talking about time too, how, you know, time is real and then it's not. It's kind of goes into with time, but like if you can look at time, so that means you can look, so that means things in a way would be considered destiny or fate, since you can look from the past and to the future. But it's better to live in the present. But, you know, to understand and to remember history, it is to me good to look into the past and the future of things. But, I mean, also, the free will thing, I believe that we can control ourselves and make what we want, do what we want. But in the same way, that would be probably part of destiny and fate, because you were always going to do those things. So it's kind of like destiny and fate would be like one step ahead in a way of thinking. But like I said, you still can control what's going on around you. For the most part, you can't control other people, I guess, to an extent of people being hypnotized, you know, get controlled. But it's not like there's somebody in their body possessing them, controlling them. So, but you can get hypnotized by images, symbols, words people say. It could be positive or negative. But more people gravitate towards the positive, which is like being honest. So, I mean, they, you know, talk about how hypnotizing works. Okay, but I don't want to go off subject. Destiny, free will. Yeah. And I guess, I haven't looked into it big time, but astrology talks about destiny and fate. And, I guess in your chart, they say there's like a way that you could tell if you're going to do more destiny, fate, or free will. And I guess like it's one side of your chart. I can't remember if it's the left or right side of your birth chart, your star birth chart. If you're going to be more doing like destiny, fate stuff where, I don't know if it's like feels more like things are controlled for you, or having the one side is like, if you feel, I guess is like more if you're going towards free will and doing things how you want. My chart, and I guess that way was going more towards the free will. But I believe everyone has free will. But like I said, if the universe and everything's kind of being recorded in the astral realm, the Akashic Records, Book of Life thing, records everyone and what they do and what's going on. So you can tap into, past and future. And it makes me think of, since everyone's eternal and the mortal star family, like, we're always existing. So, I don't know, like, we're all always existing. Some people say there's like this term towards like what has already been has been, and like, I don't know, it's kind of almost making it seem like we've done all that we can do, because if you think of like, everything that's been done has been done, and then, it's like, okay, well, in the sense of what would the point of that be, but I doubt everything's been done that's been done, because even if we live forever and we're eternal, immortal family star family, I said that all weird, if we can create our reality and create different things and quantum physics, there's so many possibilities that it could just keep going and going and going and going. But, with fate, destiny, free will, I think it kind of all meshes up together. So, I believe there's both. Both free will, destiny, and fate. And it's like, we were already going to do that. We were already going to do, what we're doing. So it's fate and destiny. But at the same time, we have control, and we can change things, manipulate things, make things happen. And so it's still free will. But yeah, I just wanted to, I guess, talk about that a little bit. Yeah, free will, destiny, and fate. It's just interesting how things work putting things together. Okay, I love you guys and girls. Stay blessed. And keep seeking for truth. Talk to you later. Peace outie.